can attract every kind of person that there is so that you can put them all on stage so that they can all tell the results of the different parts of the menu so that somebody in the audience says, I like that. If that guy can do it, I can do it. That's a secret. Now see, make sure that you get that one, because if you don't get the menu, it's not that you can't get rich. It just means that you're not going to get rich as quick. Why has Marquis been able to become so incredibly wealthy? Because I am so incredibly free and loose oriented. I'm not fixed to anything. It doesn't make any difference to me as long as it's ethical, as long as it's not against the law, as long as it's not tricking somebody, as long as it's got to do with using the products. Wearing something means anything. A button, a cap, a flyer, a sign, it doesn't make any difference. It's the concept. And as long as you're talking to me means anything that's talking. Talking means talking. So, but if you get fixed to something, I've heard people say to me, well, listen, bad deal about this direct mail program and stuff like that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a mailing program, okay? There's nothing wrong with it, okay? There's nothing wrong with this particular method of operation or that method of operation or this method of operation. Here's the only problem that there ever is with any particular method of operation, is if you start doing something other than what's in the philosophy. For instance, like trying to change the marketing concept. In other words, you add something to the marketing plan or add something extra to the concept that tries to make you some little extra money someplace, somehow, somewhere. Like, for instance, maybe books and tapes, okay? And you start making that one of the issues of your program, and you make that one of the big deals instead of using the products, wearing the button, and talking to people. Or making money on the meetings, or making money any other way. See, as long as you keep it flexible and it stays within the concept, that's important, because then you're able to get anybody. And that means when I say talk about this philosophy, I'm very serious about it, okay? Because anything that you do outside of the norm, okay, other than using, wearing, and talking, you're going to make a serious mistake. Making anything other than the issue of those three things, and you're going to make a mistake, okay? You could say use, wear, talk, and then religion. I don't care what your religious beliefs are, okay? Have every kind of religious belief you want to. But if you start making that part of your pitch, okay, and you start making that part of your program, guess who you just didn't get? We have one mission here in Herbalife, if you haven't recognized it. It is making a better world for people to live in, taking better nutrition to the world, okay? That is our mission statement, okay? Everybody's got the freedom of believing in everything that they want, okay? But it's not use the products, wear the button, use the products, wear the button, talk to people, and see the Pope, okay? Because when it's use the products, wear the button, talk to people, see the Pope, guess who you're not going to get? The Jewish community. You see, the Arabics that are going to be involved in the company, okay? Any kind of person that you want to talk about. It's freedom of your choice to do with whatever your life that you want it to be. But if you really want to affect the world, you got to be loose about it and not put out your other hang-ups on other people. Now, here's another little thing. If you guys want to inspire your group, seriously inspire them, because there is a little trick to inspiring your group. Everybody says, well, is it the incredible motivation talks that you get? and stuff like that. Sure, that can be inspiring, but if what you're saying is not matching what's going on, then you're not very inspiring. All the way to the way your waistline looks, all the way to the way your face looks, to what's happening around your life. Why was Marquis inspiring? Because one, my pitch. But pretty soon, everything that I was pitching, I started doing. When I first got Herbalife started, all I had was a white jacket and a nice little pair of black pants and a red tie. And I felt it was so cool, that white jacket, those black little pants and that red tie. Oh, plus I had, in my little office, I had white carpeting. I don't know why I thought white carpeting was cool, because about 3 weeks into the program, everybody had stepped on it so much, the office really looked ugly, okay? But I had this beautiful, and by the way, for the very first time, about 6 months ago, after 16 years, I bought a white jacket again with some black pants. But I'll tell you one thing I didn't get was a red tie, because I don't want to ever remember what that outfit was like again. And I kept wearing that outfit, and I finally got, and I was pitching, and I finally got myself a black velvet coat. I'll never forget getting that black velvet coat, and everybody in Herbalife all of a sudden had a black velvet coat. It was amazing. Doug was getting one, Dennis was getting one, everybody's getting a black velvet coat all of a sudden, just because I had changed my clothes. And I never forget, I drove up in my brand new Eldorado, and all of a sudden everybody wanted brand new Cadillacs. See, I didn't just tell my group to go, go, go. I kept going myself. I always outproduced them at the meetings. I always brought more people to the meetings than they did. I always outsold more retail than they did. I was outdoing them at everything. Why? Because through example is how you're inspiring. If you want to just go out there and pitch, go ahead. But if you pitch and you start making things reality, you'll become inspiring. That is inspiring. What has inspired so many people around me? Marquis keeps going. Then it was my very first condo. No, none of my guys had ever seen a beautiful condo. I had that little rinky-dink condo on the beach and stuff like that. But to me, it was like a giant mansion. That thing was big enough. I mean, we could fit that in my wife's bathroom today, okay? But to me, it was like the biggest mansion that had ever been around, okay? And pretty soon I had my first little condo, and I was very good at finagling everything, trust me. I mean, I was a master at making myself look better than I really was for very little money. And when I got that first condo, pretty soon my people started getting condos. And when I got my first house, my people started getting some of their first houses. When I got my very first Rolls Royce, some of my people started getting fancy cars. When I got my first mansion, some of my people now got mansions, okay? So if you want to be inspiring, keep working on yourself and keep improving yourself. You heard it all said by every single person that was up here, okay? That you don't just tell your group, go, group, go. So it starts all the way down at the bottom. Alan was brilliant at talking to you about promotion. If you want to promote anything, guess what you do first? You don't just promote it. First, you qualify for the promotion yourself, and then you promote it. Because if you do it yourself, it's going to be more attractive to your people. So you want lots of people to go on vacation. If you guys want to be on vacation, first get on vacation. You want lots of people to be on vacation, qualify for vacation, and then show them the vacation. And pretty soon, a lot of your people will be on vacation. And pretty soon, all of those people will show their people about vacation. And pretty soon, that's how your check gets going bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you want things to get better, keep improving yourself. And that means for all you guys. That means for all of you guys. You want to get bigger? You got to become bigger yourself. So you don't just go group go, go group go. You keep going yourself. And let me tell you, it will go. How do you keep inspired? Can't remember who said it in the meeting and stuff like that. It was Alan Lorenz, okay? He says, the way I keep inspired is from the new stories. New stories meaning he's getting new retail. Stories meaning he's getting new distributors. Stories meaning he's getting new supervisors.
Boom. I'm going to end it on that right there. New distributors, new supervisors, new volume, new pins, new cuts, new levels. That come with new devils, obviously. Jerry Cooper, active world team member. Welcome to the Sunday call, you guys. I know you guys are tired of hearing my voice, so I had to get the homie. I remember I met Marquis. I want to say the first time I met Marquis, he was actually speaking on stage at Sacramento STS. I believe he was paired with Celeste Richmond. And then I remember he was talking about, I had seen him on Instagram a little bit before, but I remember he was like, yo, I'm from Oakland, California, and I had heard he was my homeboy sponsor, Jason Lubag, for those of us that go to NorCal STS. So if you know Jason, you know he's hella cool. And then Jason told me that, yeah, Marquis was the sponsor. So I'm like, yo, I got to meet him. Basically, two Oakland dudes. I basically, had to give my respect to him. Like, yo, what's going on? I know you do Herbalife. I know you had like the 2.5 Get Team level. That's one of my first goals that I really wanted to hit because I know that the lifestyle change starts to happen at that point, depending on how strong your business is. So basically, we had built a relationship over the past like 4-ish years of being in the business. Every time I see him, he show love. I'll see him randomly downtown Oakland. I'll see him randomly sometimes in LA. You know what I'm saying? I'll see him in St. Louis. I'll see him in New Orleans. Like, bro, what's good? What's popping? You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely always show respect, definitely always show love. So when I asked him to get on the call, he was like, bro, it's definitely all the way good. Let me know when it is. And so here we are, Sunday, getting it. 2.5 Get Team member. About to hit millionaire team from Oakland, California, Marquis Key. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. What's Gucci, y'all? Okay, so if you can hear me, raise your hand. I'm looking at all cameras. Okay, I see yellow shirt, Lowe's, Lauren. I see, okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm going through everything. All right, so thank you for allowing me to be on the call and everything. I'm grateful. And it's funny because we run into each other like hella often. I'm like, yeah, I go back home to go visit, I'll be seeing him at the function. I'm like in downtown. I'm like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
both branded.
Hey, all the way, definitely.
A button on, or we branded though. But long story short, I'm going to go ahead and share my story. One, you guys want to take notes because kind of the way I talk, I'll be everywhere, but you want to hear nuggets within my story. So take notes and honestly write questions down because we have a good amount of people here where I can actually kind of like, answer questions at the end because I don't want no one to feel like they didn't get their questions answered. And I just want it to be like, we all keep one, like we all just in one circle talking. So name is Marquis, born and raised in Oakland. Let me start with my sponsor, Celeste Richmond, and just give you guys the idea of how I met my sponsor. So write this down. Build bridges, never burn them at all. I met Celeste Richmond, who's now 15K, about to start going into cut soon. I met her on MySpace. So, yeah, some of y'all don't even, I just aged myself. Yeah, so MySpace. So I met her on MySpace, and it's funny because like back then on MySpace, you could just add anybody. Add anybody, it's cool, who cares if I know you or not? I'm trying to get more friends in time. And then you find out I can move my friends list around, boom. Went ahead and put her on the top 8. But I met her on MySpace, and we just kept in contact. She was part of the whole Thiz Nation movement. She won't admit it, but if you look at some old photos, you're going to see Celeste doing that. And it's just old school. But I ended up going to UC Davis to go party with the homies. I got a lot of friends who went to UC Davis, and I ran into Celeste at UC Davis. So that was the first time I really met her in person. And right then and there, we just stayed cool, and we just always like stayed in contact, and we ended up having lunch a couple times, but we always just stayed good friends. She always had the best interest for me. And I moved to LA. I moved to LA to try something new, try something different. The Bay, hey, it wasn't going nowhere. When I moved to LA, I moved straight into the struggle. Like when I say the struggle was real, the struggle was real. I moved into a studio apartment with 4 people. I was like, yo, I'm gonna move to LA. Told my mom, she said, cool. I was there. I was moved like within a week. Caught the Greyhound in LA. Studio apartment with 4 people, 2 guys, 2 girls. Just imagine, studio. I'm sleeping next to this girl who I don't really know her like that. And I got another guy and girl who is literally a couple who arguing and doing Lord knows what in their corner of the room. So in the studio. So it just was all bad. But struggled for a bit in LA, and this is how I got introduced to the opportunity in the community. Celeste came on down and she invited me to the workouts. Out here in LA, we had active nutrition. So what we did was like, you go to the beach, work out at 8 in the morning, have fun. After that, we go have shakes. So I went ahead and went to the workout, saw the community. And when I saw the community, honestly, it got me excited because I see everybody, Black people, white people, Asians, tall, short, big, skinny, chunky, everybody just on the beach having fun. So I'm like, okay, you know what? This is poppy. Because the Bay is so diverse that I found a diverse community in LA. I'm like, this reminds me of home. So I ended up enjoying the beach, playing dodgeball. It was fun. The workouts was amazing. I heard the stories, and the stories is what got me because I heard somebody go up there and say that they made $5,000. When I heard that, I was like, oh, I could do that. I mean, they eat, sleep, shit just like me. They making 5, I can make 5. So that's the mindset that I had, and I went ahead and just still kind of waited on it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of waited on it. Celeste was consistent. She took me back down there for HOM, heard some more stories, and I'm not gonna lie, that night I got started. Now let me say this. I got started, but I didn't have enough money to buy my products. I was big broke, like broke. But this is the mindset I had. I could have either been like, okay, this is what some people say. Yo, I'm going to sell the products when I get my best before and after photo. And then that way people see me getting results. And then I'm going to start coaching. Have you heard somebody say that? Raise your hand. Okay, if you driving, don't, what's that? Takesha, don't raise your hand because I see you got the seatbelt on. So no, yeah, cool. Got you. But that's the kind of mindset that I could have had. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, so we got all these people on the wall with abs, chiseled, looking all good, and they here telling their stories. Obviously, I know the product worked. So what I started doing was I'm taking photos of everybody and I'm posting it on Facebook. Instagram wasn't even out for Android yet, so I'm just posting it wherever I can. And literally by me posting it, people's like, yo, what is that? Boom. I just really started not biting the bait, but people was interested. So I did wellness evaluations and started getting them, I got them started. Now, let me say, when I was getting them started, I had a conversation before I actually really got them started. I had a conversation. We had goal planning, me, Celeste, and her sponsor, Denise. We were going to do the buddy line, okay? If you're not familiar with the buddy line, is we all come out with a goal of numbers to hit. So with 3 people, it's 6,000 volume points. If 3 people, back then, if one person hits 4,000 volume points in 1 month, it's supervisor. 2 people hit 5, it's supervisor. So it makes it easier, and you have lineage. So us 3 was like, okay, we're going to do the buddy line. We're going to hit supervisor. Cool. I'm like, I'm in. This is when this is when our squad was like 5, 6 people. Well, Celeste and Denise, they went to work. Me, I just got a job at Hawaiian Airlines. I'm cool. I'm like Herbalife. I mean, I'm going to make a little cash, but I got Hawaiian Airlines. Well, I get on social media and I see that Celeste and Denise are cheering for supervisor. Celeste did 3,500 and Denise did 1,500. So they did 5,000 within those 2. So they're like, oh, supervisor. So I'm over here like, hey, we supervisor. And they're like, nah, bruh, you didn't do your 1,000. I'm like, damn. Woo, okay. No one wants to feel left out. So I bust my butt off to do that 1,000 points. And when I say I did almost 1,000 on EOM, I remember going to a party with a friend and I just stayed in the car the whole time, especially it was in the hood I wasn't supposed to be in. I stayed in the car the whole time and just did follow-ups and hit my 1,000 points that night, then hit supervisor. So now I am supervisor. I am supervisor and not even on products yet. I knew it worked. I didn't have to wait until I get the best before and after photo of 21 days. No, I need money now. So I made about $300 in the first couple of weeks overall. Just started like really retail and stuff, especially from that night at EOM. And it's funny because like, my story's a little bit everywhere, but when I hit supervisor, Celeste told me this: you got to do 2,500 volume points forever. I'm like, damn, I just scratched out to do 1,000. I got to do 25. I had fear though, because I thought if I don't do 2,500 volume points, then I was going to lose my supervisor status because I didn't study the marketing plan. So write this down: study the marketing plan, learn it, master it. Master the marketing plan, okay? Write down how many times you taught the marketing plan this week or the month. Because the marketing plan is so important, because it's like me saying, like, yo, everybody from the Bay, it's like me telling you to go to Stockton. Go to this place in Stockton. What's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna look at the GPS and see how to get there. All right? How can you go there if you don't know how to get there? Like you want to know like how the navigation to go. So I did 2,500 that first month, second month, third month. Now I am active supervisor. The whole time Celeste's like, Marquis, build a team. I'm like, man, I don't need nobody. I'm the only child. I don't need nobody. But get a team. What do I need a team for? I got this. I'm doing 2,500. I'm doing 2,501, 2,502. I do 2,500 and stop, which is going to bite me in the ass later. When I hit World Team, I was like, World Team, okay. I'm like, Celeste, what's next? She said, active World Team. I'm like, how do I do that? She said, you remember I told you need to build a team? I'm like, yeah. She was like, you can't hit active World Team without a team. I'm like, damn. Okay, I wasn't coachable. I didn't learn the marketing plan and realized that I do need a team. You can only go so far by yourself. So instantly started recruiting. One of the first people I recruited was Jason Luback. I think he's probably like the first person, Lord knows where they at. And when I actually got Jason Luback started, the first thing I taught him was the marketing plan. That's the first thing I taught him. By that Friday, he done already signed up and he had somebody that was willing to do the buddy system with him. What would happen if I never taught him the marketing plan? That's why it was important for me to learn it. So getting Jason Luback started, he got someone else started, they did the buddy system, boom. Now I got 2 supervisors. What really took my business to the next level from World Team to active World Team and beyond was recruiting. Recruiting is extremely important. Let me just say that for recruiting, I started doing 10 people a month. 10 people, all right? I want to see everybody put their hands up and do 10. Do that, 10. Takesha, keep your hands on the road. Okay, 10. So 10 is important, and this is what I'm learning today. If you recruit 10 people, 3 will quit. 3 will just stick around and love the products. The other 3 will become coaches. And 1 will fall into one of those categories. So the strength is in numbers. Now, if you don't set that goal as 10 a month, 5, 4, if you do 2 a month, those numbers aren't going to help you go to the next level, because 1 or 2 a month, like both of those people could fall out. No telling. And people will get distracted. It's okay. It's going to happen. Like, don't take it personal too, because I mean, if you go to anywhere, they got 10 customers. Like, it's just part of the game in any kind of business you're in. You know, I worked at AT&T. So many people come in the store. Out of 10 people who's in the store, 3 got questions, 3 just looking, and 3 is going to buy phones. It's just part of it. So don't take it personal if people leave or whatnot. It's cool because eventually they probably going to come back. It's all right. But you got to build. You got to build. And by me starting to do 10 for 10, I started doing 10,000 volume points and 10 people a month. 10,000 volume points, 10 people a month. And I made sure they all got to January Spectacular. When it got to January Spectacular, my business, boom, really started growing. The next month, I went from December having very small org. My org in December was probably like 2,000, if that. And then next thing you know, in January Spectacular, that's what we used to call it back in the day. Then February, we hit Active World Team. And then March, we hit First Cut Get. Second Cut Get, Third Cut Get, blew right by it. By my first anniversary in Herbalife, I was Get Team. And I was still working full-time at Hawaiian Airlines. And even on that journey of Hawaiian Airlines, let me say, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a laptop. I was broke. like for months, I was broke until I started accumulating money with Herbalife. But I made it happen. I was catching a bus to Best Buy, using their computers. You would see me on my knees on the computer, just typing, putting in orders, making it happen. So many people were like, oh, my Wi-Fi is out. Oh, can't do that. Oh, my car is broke. Can't move. What? If you hungry, you going to eat. All right, you going to make it happen no matter what. So thank God I was able to do those things and have those stores close. But long story short, make it happen no matter what. Use your resources. If you feel like you can't make something happen, reach out to Jerry. Reach out to your sidelines. Use all of your resources. If you need help putting in an order, Jerry, go ahead and hook something up for you to make it easier for you, but you got to communicate. And that's what I did with Celeste. She helped me out, or I caught the bus, and boom. And it helped in the long run because, boom, we hit Get Team. Well, around that time, let me say how it came and bit me in the butt because I kept doing 2,500. Write this down. Don't do the bare minimum. The bare minimum sucks. It sucks. The bare minimum is just because 2,500 is the bare minimum. And I kept doing 2,500, 2,501. I'm like, I'm done. 2,502, I'm done. When it came down to it, they had the Herbalife vacation. All the homies went. And I was short by like 5,000. I wouldn't have been short if I just kept pushing in those earlier months. But since I was so okay settling for average and settling for 2,500, I wasn't able to go. Because I didn't understand playing all out. I didn't understand building a team. And later, it bit me. Everybody on a Bahamas cruise having the ball. And I'm over here sick boots because I can't go because I decided to do the bare minimum in the past. So don't do the bare minimum. I understand a lot of people aren't mastering 2,500 yet, but even when you do master it, go above it. Set your standard to 5, 10K. Set it because that's going to qualify you for everything. To me, 2,500 is like this. It's like going to school and setting your goal to get C's. It's like, I'm about to go to school. I'm about to go to Harvard or whatever. I'm going to get a C. What? If your kid said, I can't wait to go to school and give you C's, Mom. Like, what? No. No. We want you to really push yourself. Give me a second. I need some light. Your boy getting a little chocolate. Let's see. There we go. Cool. All right. So let me go back over here. So, yes. I would say it's very important to go ahead and really push yourself past the 2,500 mark. Play all out and really hit past that. But after my first year, Get Team. Second year, 2.5. That's when I really started mastering and really started going. And I was able to this time qualify for Dominican Republic. And let me say, these vacations are amazing. Make it a go to one, for sure. Kid you not, Herbalife, they send me a check And I was like, whoa, I get a check in the mail for like $1,500. And I'm just like, hey, I call Herbalife, like, did y'all make a mistake? Because y'all put this in my account. Y'all ain't getting it back. So this is, and it was like, no, congratulations, Marquis. You qualify for Dominican Republic. This money is for you to bring somebody. I was like, damn, that's dope. So I went to Dominican Republic. Everything was paid for. I had a blast, rubbed shoulders with everybody, met people in Miami and everything like that. And it was such an amazing time. And my checks I was reaching about $7K a month, $8K a month. I came back and left Hawaiian Airlines. You know, people was wondering like why I quit the airlines. And keep in mind, you get free travel, but you don't get enough money to really enjoy these trips. And I'm over here with a company like Herbalife who's really taking care of me. And I've already been gauging my numbers in Herbalife, and I realized that it was a good time for me to leave my actual job. So if you have a job now, that is great. Master part-time before you can go full-time. Because the last thing we want you guys to do is leave your job and put yourself in a bad situation. Because not saying like business won't grow, but you gotta master the part-time before you go full-time. It's a lot more challenging working for yourself. So really like, engage the numbers. Like wait till your Herbalife check surpass your job by like 3 times. Because every business is sales. It's up and down. Every car sales, real estate, everything's up and down. Don't leave your job when the numbers are high. Don't, because everything's good. Everybody buying cars. Everybody doing travel. Next thing you know, certain season come around, numbers are a little low, and people freaking out because you took a house loan out and all kind of stuff out. I'm telling you now, wait until your income surpass. I noticed that on my best month of Herbalife, it was great. And on my worst month of Herbalife, it was still 3 to 4 times better than Hawaiian Airlines. That's when I realized I can walk away from my job. Because on my worst month was still way better than my best month at the airport. Time to go. After that, I would say we hit a cut a meal about 3 or 4 times. But it just never fell through in terms of the actual like finishing the whole thing. And we're still going up and down in that area. And I understand it's just me because I need to go back into, recruiting heavy and just really getting legit on the structure. But I do want to say, like, know what you want, again, and just know how to get there. And I'm starting going into a lot of other steps because the way I like to train is just people ask questions because I could just ramble forever. But most definitely, when it comes down to recruiting, I said recruit 10, but also master retention because retention is super important. When you sign somebody up, you have 365 days to make them believe this is worth staying in. Because next year, they got to pay the annual processing fee. So this is how it works. It's like you're adding people to your cup, and it's a small hole leaking. Like, you got to keep adding people. Because if you're not adding nobody, you're going to drip out. And that's how the recruitment and retention work. And that's how I look at it. When I bring somebody on, I'm making sure everything is good because you want to retain. Retention is the key. You can get a lot of people in, but if you got a lot of people out, then it's like you got a big old cup with a hole at the bottom. What's the point? So retention is super important. Front line, 10 people a month, for sure. Meet people where they're at. Talk to people about their goals. Sometimes we get so caught up in the fact that like, oh, I can see you doing this, opening up 10 nutrition clubs and stuff, but honestly, somebody want to come in and just make $100. If that's what they want to do, no problem. But just be honest. Don't hit your team. Don't hit up Jerry and be like, yo, Jerry, I want to do 10K a month. I want to go ahead and buy the Lambo. But you don't want to go to trainings. You don't want to show up. You don't want to order products. You don't want to recruit. Jerry's going to be like, what you just said? No, keep it 100. I just be like, yo, I want to make enough money to put some food on the table. I want to make enough money to pay a cell phone bill. Just be honest. And it's okay, because as coaches, we get to meet you where you're at. But don't hype us all up saying, I want the top. And then we hold you accountable to that top. Like, yo, why you not going to trainings? Why you not on these calls? And then now you're mad because we're holding you accountable for something that you say you wanted to do. Also, remember, if you have kids, oh, I love kids. I got none myself, but I love kids. Don't make your kids your why, but then as soon as they have a little soccer game or a little basketball game, you can't show up to trainings or calls at all. You can't let your why keep you from moving forward. It's going to be sacrifices, hands down, but it's going to be worth it. And sometimes you got to have that powerful conversation with your kid like, yo, I'm doing this for us. And I'm sure they probably will understand later, but you got to keep in mind, like, there's so many people out there like, yo, I'm doing this for my family. Hey, coach, I want to provide for my kids. Then you'd be like, okay, extravaganza, let's do this. Oh, I can't go to extravaganza. Man want to go play laser tag. What? Man want to play laser tag? Oh, no. Come on. So don't let, again, your kids can be your why. Be very strong what your why is. But your kids can be your why, but don't let your why, and it can be anything, don't let your why keep you from moving forward. Another thing I do want to cover is structure and ownership. I would say is to take ownership, as much ownership as you can in your business. Don't wait for Jerry to teach you. Don't wait for your sponsor to teach you. Learn it. We all have the same books. We all have the same internet. We all have the same access. Like, take as much ownership as you can. Celeste didn't teach me, well, she tried to teach me the marketing plan. I just wasn't listening. But she didn't teach me BizWorks. I learned how to do my own reports. I learned how to read BizWorks. I learned everything. If you have downline, make sure you have BizWorks. BizWorks is the skeletal system of your business because it shows you everything. Downline summary, birthdays, everything matter. Do not ignore those. If you have 5 people, run BizWorks for those 5 people. Because if you can't retain 5 people, then you can't retain 500. When your org gets that big, you really can't retain 5,000. So if your team not as big as you want it to be yet, it's okay. If you got 2 people, love on those 2 people. Because if you can't love on 2, how you going to love on 20 and 200? It don't even work like that. All right? So, like, for BizWorks, go on there, look at downline summary, write this down. Look at downline summary, and then it shows you all the people's birthdays, all the people whose anniversary bills are due and things like their anniversaries and their membership fees. Look at those and know how to approach your people. If you see someone's birthday coming up, reach out to them. Hey, happy birthday. You know, hey, I see your membership fees are coming up. I would hate for you to lose the discount you worked hard to achieve. See, they like people like those kind of messages. Don't just hit them up on, hey, put your volume in. Because if you hit people up about just strictly volume, and when they're going through something personal, they're not going to respond. So you got to have that balance. I'll talk to my downline. Sometimes we're talking about their kids. Sometimes we're talking about this, talking about that. It's cool. And sometimes we go straight back into business. But my team know that they can hit me up on something personal. We ain't going to talk about it for 2 hours. But I'm your friend, too. So, no babysitting. I would say, like, I'm very grateful that, you know, I have a team that takes ownership. I have a global expansion team in San Francisco, global expansion team up in Phoenix, Arizona, and they just take ownership. Like, people will come and go, but if you hold people's hands too long, they're not going to show up if you don't show up or something. You know, you want to create independent distributors. You know, this is my goal. When I get somebody, I bring them to an event, and I disappear. Cold game. And it worked. Brought Charlene down. Invited her to the nutrition club. I went ahead and was like, hey, I got to use the restroom right quick. I was gone. 20 minutes. I came back, she met like 25 people. Cool. When you bring people around the community, If you just hold them the whole time, they're not gonna come around. If you're not there, no. Here, meet everybody. Go shoot. Sounds wrong, but it actually works though. Let's see what else I want to go ahead and cover. Let's see. Well, I do want to open up because I know, like, let's see, what time is it? 7:40. I want to talk y'all ear off. I do want to know, like, what questions do you guys have? Because I am very questions and answer kind of person. And maybe I can share more, but everyone has their own things that they're challenged with, or they're kind of going through, and I'm more than happy to answer those things for you, be assistant. So, like, what is it that you guys, Los, you got any questions?
I do actually. So, when how you said, like, at first you were struggling with just trying to do the bare minimum that she said or whatever. What was it not that got you to start, taking it up a notch, but like, what did you do when you started taking it up a notch? What did you do different that pushed you past that point?
I just started working. I just understood what my numbers was and what the ratio was. For example, if I knew that I'm getting out, not flyers, but I'm using an example of flyers. So I know I'm getting out 50 flyers and only 5 people respond in order. Then maybe I need to get out 250 flyers. I had to really just increase because I knew my numbers. So I'm getting out 1,000 and only 10 respond. Okay, I might gotta get out 10,000 now. So way more can respond. I suck at math, but you kind of get what I'm saying. I had to just do more. Just do more. Also, I started tapping into social media groups. This is very important, you guys. Know what structure you're going to do. If you're going to do social media, do social media. If you're going to do nutrition clubs, go for it. Master something. 3-day trials, nutrition clubs, just master something. I jumped into Facebook. If you want to do social media, go look at Facebook groups that you can relate to. For example, that's where you meet a lot of people, because one thing I read in the book, people who like the things that they like. That's how you genuinely connect with people. I met Jason Luback at the club. I met Celeste on MySpace. I met Jason Luback because I actually wanted to talk to his girlfriend. To be honest, it was the most coldest game, but I was at the club. He was at the club. I didn't know him. I knew his girl. About to talk to her. Found out she had a boyfriend. I respected him. Never tried to talk to her. Me and him became cool. She's gone. But me and him had the same thing of we like to club. So I just started doing I started doing more things that I enjoy, but started doing it with intention. That way I started getting more people. When I go play basketball at the gym for 3 hours, when I go play football, when I go to the club, I'm now getting contacts with the intention of building, opposed to just getting contact just to stay in contact so we can turn up. So I just started doing a lot more things intentional. If I go to the gym now for 3 hours, you best believe I'm getting 3 Instagrams and 2 Facebooks and 1 number. That makes sense, Los? You got any more questions, Los? All right.
I got a question. Your face-to-face game, like, are you what do you say? Are you like direct, or are you kind of like leading them into something a little bit more? Like, are you inviting them to something, or are you giving it to them right there on the spot?
It really depends. It really depends on how the conversation is going. You kind of can feel for it. I generally meet somebody, say if me and my girl going to BJ's, to go eat. And, you hear the waiter talking about like, oh, I need to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit more direct. Like, hey, I'm a health coach. I have a nutrition club up the street. Come through. It's good. So it really just depends, honestly. Because a lot of people I meet face-to-face, I kind of thinking 10 steps ahead. I like this person's energy. They're really cool. I get them on social media. That's the first thing I do, social media. Because the thing is, when someone adds us on social media, they look at our page and they scan us. They want to see what we're about. If I make sure my social media is attractive, they kind of have a better idea of what I'm about. Because when we go to these places and meet people, people not out at the lake or whatever to be sold to. They're actually out to have a good time and connect with people. So you kind of got to gauge it because it's not a one-size-fits-all. There's been times I met people and they responded to my button and it was like, yo, how you lose weight? I want to know and I want to order. But then again, I met people at the club and I just genuinely connected with them, added them on social media, and they ordered probably a year later. So there is no one way to like really answer that, but I just kind of gauge it. You know, you kind of just feel for it. And I mean, it's work. And one thing I say, you guys, just go for no's. Don't be attached to people saying no. Like, people's going to tell you no, and no means not now, or I don't know enough. Like, I have 2 people on this call who's actually listening, and they told me no many a times. You know, and I've been knowing them for years. Let's see if she's still on. Yeah, Lauren. Lauren, I know her. I mean, I'm probably wrong on ages. I know her for about 9 to 10 years. And she just signed up a month and a half ago. Like, but it's cool. I stayed consistent the whole time. Stay consistent. You know, people's going to come around and it's okay. And also, like, side note, understand you got warm market and you got cold market. Your warm market is the people that you know already, the people from your job, the people from school, your family, and stuff like that. When you first start getting this business, you always hit your warm market. It's just natural. But you got to understand, eventually that warm market will dry out. And you got to go to the cold market. People you just don't know. And how do you do that? I go to new gyms. I go to a new gym every 90 days. I went from LA Fitness to Equinox to Bay Club to 24 Hour Fitness. Now I'm going to Crunch. I meet new people because I keep doing A, B, and C all the time. I'm going to keep running into the same A, B, and C people. Switch it up. Because when you switch it up, you ever had that situation where you went somewhere where you weren't supposed to go to? You just met somebody. You was like, damn, I wasn't supposed to be here, but I met you. You ever had that situation happen?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I wasn't even going to come to this party, but you here. That's how I kind of operate. I go to a new gym. There's the gym around the corner from my house. I'll go there for about a month, and I go to the gym 10 miles down the street for a month. Now I'm building it. I got those same people on social media. They look at my page, and actually one of them is looking to open up a club.
Hey.
Gotta start switching it up. Don't do the same. I won't get too much in detail, but nobody likes the same A, B, and C all the time. Like, you gotta switch up your moves.
Right. For sure, definitely.
Anybody other questions? Takesha, you got questions?
She runs. She took it all in. She be processing stuff.
Lauren, what questions you got? Lauren is my front.
Oh.
Lauren is my front. Well,
I kind of have the same question that Los had at first. Like, what was it that kind of took you over to the next level? Let me think. Let me see if I could think of. Let me think of. I don't know.
You had a whole. I'm gonna be on you. You had a whole 45 minutes to write.
I know. I wrote down some notes. Damn. Hey, I was thinking that the whole time though. Like, one thing I'm gonna just comment on is, yes, your persistence and your consistency has been on point. You did ask me years ago to do this program, and I said no, I don't know, I'm skeptical. But seriously though, just like staying on top of it. Good job. Good job. I mean, I'm learning a lot just based off of your actions towards me and this business thing, you know, just watching. And in the beginning, that video that we watched of Marquis is like what he was saying about being an example to your distributors. I think that you've done that. So just trying to, you know, keep up. But right now, I don't know. That was my main question, though, is how did you get forward? But I think you already covered that.
I got you. And I know, like, I don't want to, like, I know we're about to wrap up soon, but I also want to say, you guys, get to know the community. real talk, this is a community, and build relationships everywhere you go. If me and Jerry didn't have a relationship, I probably wouldn't be doing this call. If I didn't know Amanda, then I wouldn't have been able to reach out to Amanda to be able to talk to Lauren at the STS. You feel me? Like, it's all about, you know, so when you go to these events, you have your team, but also see how many people outside of your team you can meet, because you just don't know when you might not need that person, but when you guys might work together on something. So really get to know the community, keep your social media attractive. Anything else, Jerry, or like any certain things, or?
No, man, you basically went ahead and killed it, bro. Like, you did your thing for sure, for sure. I appreciate it. The whole organization appreciates it. For the people that's not on the call, I send this recording out every week so the people, you know, people respond about the video and everything like that. So they go get to see our nuggets as well. This will be forever etched in time within our lineage of organizations. So definitely, bro, I appreciate it for you to be able to get on. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much going to stop the recording right here.